Thank you.
Oh, hello, Liana. So, where are you from?
Hi, Jane. I'm from Bulgaria now. It's recording starting.
Mhm.
I live in Bulgaria from 2014 with
10 years, yeah, even more.
yes, with my husband and three kids. And it's
Three
very
kids. Wow.
yeah. And yeah, it's very funny because I thought that I will not live in Bulgaria actually. And we just moved while I was in maternity leave. I were working in Moscow. We were living there. And I say, okay, I have maternity leave. I will come back. But after a few years, I said, no, 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 I will not come back. It's good here.
So it was just a test. And did your husband get a job there or
No,
something?
he's Bulgarian and he was working anywhere in the world and didn't like it because he loves his own country and yeah.
Do you like anything about the country now? Is
Everything, actually. Almost not everything, of course, but how you settle it, it's also depends on your relatives. And now my family is here, and yeah.
Mhm. So you
So
feel at home, right?
yes, I feel home. Yes, I feel home after all these years. After I found out that Bulgarian is very easy for me because I was learning few languages. I was learning old Slavic language in church, and then I was learning English. And then I found out that Bulgarian is very hard for Russian actually because the grammar is different and it's even close to English grammar, I would say,
Hmm.
because
Never.
they have all this what we cannot intuitively understand Russians as they, for example, where to use it, but they have this in their speech, intuitively, and they know where to put it. So when you started to learn English, you can have better understanding of how how to get into other languages, maybe.
Okay, so I've heard about three languages so far, like Old
So,
Slavic, English, Bulgarian. Any other languages that you?
oh, it's funny because I never thought that it will be like that, but being Russian and living in Bulgaria, I found job in Netherlands and I actually working for Dutch company
Hmm.
for 4 years, and I just for fun learning Dutch in Duolingo.
Hmm. I see.
And at some point when we had a conference in Greece, I said, I don't want to learn Dutch, it's boring already because I cannot speak it. It's Duolingo. I speak in English for work. And I said, after that good, nice conference, because Greece is a border with Bulgaria. And when we go there, it was so frightening to see that alphabet, which you cannot understand at all, and to see that people, and you say, oh, they don't speak English, they don't speak Bulgarian, they just speak Greek. And I say, after that, I will switch in Duolingo for Greek. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. But it's already 1 year. I learning Greek. I don't know why, but it's fun.
Well, I like the way it looks. I also used to study ancient Greek at my university. So, yeah, maybe at some point I will also learn some Greek. Well, for now, I only know Kalimera, Kalispera,
Yeah,
Christopoli, and that's all. Uh,
yeah. And I like possibly this grammar uh, sentences, would say, because I'm not trying to speak even, not nor in Dutch nor in Greek, but I like to learn it. But I started Duolingo actually to help my kids to start to learn English because they said, Mom, if you want us to use Duolingo daily, you should do it too.
yeah,
And I said,
well, makes sense.
okay, okay, I will do it for a week for two, and then no. But we
Same.
started, and it's each time family time. everybody is going to sleep and the twins are 11 years old and say, Mom, give us 5 more minutes on telephone. I forgot to do Duolingo today. So it's like funny. Uh,
Yeah,
I
family.
don't know. Family time. Yeah, possibly. Kind of maybe they still don't speak English, of course, but they get a little bit more to their vocabulary, right?
Mhm. Well, well, so you're working in English for a Dutch company, being based in Bulgaria. Do you feel like the person of the world, a global citizen or so?
Oh, I feel introvert and I say I don't feel I want just my time. And when I feel languages somehow, it's my time maybe. So no, I wouldn't say that I am person of the world. No.
Kind of an escapism, but a good one. Mm. Yeah, well, what do you do? What's your job?
I do clinical research. I work in clinical research company with databases, actually, and yeah, doing a lot of medical data to be
Mhm.
organized, analyzed, and so on. Yeah.
Any interesting projects, any groundbreaking research that you are taking part in? Well, unless it is,
Yeah, yes, but I cannot
yeah, unless
describe
it
it,
is,
it's contract.
yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, unless it is a secret and you are under NDA. Right?
No, I no, it's just generally clinical research is very big industry, but each project it's very small, long time, a particle, let's say, molecule which they trying to research for the sake of human health. So out of some chemical compounds, out of 1,000, only one will go to further phases from laboratory and so on, so on. So it's of course, yes, just industry standards, and you usually don't speak about it, not nor with colleagues, but yes. Interest for me, it's very interesting. We have different projects. I'm in data management department, and it's 15 about 15 people, and it's about, I don't know, the company have about 100 projects. So
Mm,
it's a lot of work, because if you have one project for 600 patients and the other projects for 100 patients, and this data load is very big there, of course.
sounds like that. Was it easier to find this job?
It was coincidence because I started to work for it in Bulgarian company, but they then outsourced me because they didn't want not Bulgarian people, I think, in their company. And they outsourced me for short term. And my English was very, very weak at that time. Despite I was, yeah, learning it.
Yeah,
Uh,
how did you learn English, by the way? So now
ah,
it's quite fluent. Also, how did
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I was learning French at school at in medical university.
so the fifth language detected? Okay.
But I cannot speak. I can read science literature. That's it.
Yeah, I can also read some French and I still remember some songs
But
from.
when I was in France, I spoke English actually. I
Ah,
couldn't.
okay.
I didn't try.
I see. Well,
Yes,
I wasn't.
but yeah, I was like little bit pushed because I worked in Moscow for one pharma company, and I saw that English is used and other languages is no. It was, by the way, German company, but they didn't expect German from anybody, and I worked in Russian and Russian and Russian, and I started to learn English somewhere in at 22 years old. And I started with very extensive courses, but I had some background with listening songs, listening some American people who was in my city at very different times. And Yeah, I started the extensive courses like 3 times a week, 3 hours a day. I
Mm-hmm.
was single, I was living in Moscow. My one of working places was near to school. I even forgot how it's called, but I spent there almost 2 years extensively. So
Mhm. Yeah, it was quite a lot of work, but it is effective, isn't it? Like if you're in.
yeah, yes, because I was looking for opportunities for some PhD, not in Russia.
Mhm.
And I did preparation for this IELTS exam at that time, and I got the certificate, but I didn't get the chance to have a PhD.
Mhm. I see.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's yeah, turn it another way. Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to such stories quite a lot because, yeah, well, at some point my parents thought about a specialized school. I mean, when I was about 8 years old, they were considering another school with this strong English curriculum, but I refused, and it looked like a lost chance by then. So that seemed to be the only way for a child to really excel at English, like, go into that school, well, which I did not. And still here I am with my C2. So
Great.
I just
Yeah.
took another way. So the same worked for you. Yeah, you are doing the job that you want, right? So you like it.
Yeah. Yes, I like it. I like it.
So you told me that you presented in front of a large audience.
Oh, yeah.
So, how did it feel? What was it about? Was it online or offline?
Yeah, it was offline. It was event, 1 day event in Netherlands, and it was specialists from our industry, about 70, 80 people from Danone Research. Yes, it felt interesting because it's quite small circle of interests, and it was a topic that I knew I worked on. And this topic was also in the scope of of the event itself, and they were very friendly. I also presented together with one of my colleagues, and she started it. It helped a lot.
Mhm.
And then also we were not it was like 10 presenters, 10 presentations during the entire day, and we were one of the at the end, not the last, but one or two before the last presentation, and you starting to get to feel better when already all people went there, been there, survived.
Yeah.
Trying to joke, yeah. Yeah, and then you take these emotions and im what you got from them also into your presentation because it's like freshly heard, maybe.
Yeah, you can always like
Yes,
put
and
some.
you getting like, oh, this is what was that person told about process flow. We also use it in our company, blah blah blah. And so you somehow get in the flow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really good advice. So you choose the topic that you are really good at, then you kind of try not to be the first one, but also not the last
It
one.
was a chance in our case, but still it helped me a lot because we also was talking with my colleague and she said, oh, I also didn't want to be the first presenter. But then they said, we are doing these events quite a lot already for a few years in different countries. And we are trying to put experienced presenters who already been there up front, you know. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well, yeah, and it makes sense to present with someone. I also used that trick in one of my first talks at the conference, like the conference for language teaching professionals. I also did my one of my first presentations together with a partner, a psychologist, we were working together on a program, a
So you
project.
can talk to each other if you are
Yeah,
kind of nervous, yeah?
exactly. And it actually looks more dynamic and more interesting to the audience as well. So it's
Yeah.
only it's a win-win situation, not only for you.
Yes. Also, we had the dry run. Like I didn't know for this term even before I came to this company, but it's yeah, it's also yeah, just you are doing it offline together or with some listener as a dog or cat, right? Yeah.
Well,
But yes, we got dry run at our work before 2 days before the event, and we asked questions each other and so on. So it was also helpful to get it familiar with it.
yeah, the preparation. So,
Mm.
well, we have covered basically all the rules that might help, all the tips that
Mhm.
people can benefit from using. So, back to you as a personality. So, what do you love doing? So, you love your job, apparently. What,
Mm.
do you have any hobbies or anything that, well, let's say if I gave you an extra day every week, like the eighth day. Well, okay, yeah, that's what everybody says. Well, let's say you have enough energy, you have got enough sleep, you have no deficiencies. I mean, any like
Yeah.
fine. So what do you do then?
Ideal word, yeah. No, I would reading,
Mhm.
make some decorations maybe. Yeah, painting maybe.
Hmm.
I had a lot of hobbies before, but yeah, with 3 kids, it's you forget for some kind of decades for that.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
is kind of drawback, like a trade-off. Yeah, you get
Mm.
kids, you get some fun with them, you get that fulfillment.
But also, what I like, this is medical humor, of course, or some kind of humor to get it. For example, I'm trying to remember from this conference. It's actually statistical event when I was presenting, and one of presenter who is English, and he has his vocabulary more wide than we, of course, do, and he is saying. So the first thing I said, that's this and that. The second thing I said, you already heard me. And then I have enough fingers. I'm statistician, you know. Like, and for me it was very funny because, 3 fingers is enough because I am statistician. Like, this kind of jokes make me
Yeah, by
happy.
the way, there is an old joke, like a dad joke, which is like there is lies, big lies, and then there is statistics. So what?
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
well,
Yes, lies, big
yeah,
lies.
and
And
statistics. So, can statistics be trusted actually, and why? I mean, why did this joke even appear? Like, why do people?
But I think everyone saying from their point of view, because if you don't know the let's say the industry, because someone says, oh, clinical research, for example, oh, they are doing money on our kids,
Oh,
something like
wow,
hair, yeah, like, but it's not true because if you are there in the industry, you do so much good work. Actually, you know the purpose, how much efforts it gets from you, from your colleagues, from entire, I don't know, people who involved in it, yeah. And I think these jokes, they are usually said by people who don't understand the details.
that's true. Yeah, I believe so.
Because if you will joke on your own what is precious for you, you will not joke hardly like this. You can do some criticism, criticize, you,
Criticism. Yeah, right, right.
yeah, and that's it. You will do it softly on your sphere, right? Or on your organization, on what you do. But for other people, what they do. I cannot understand, but I can joke and let's see. But maybe it's not always correct, I would say.
Absolutely not. Well, yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, you cannot be sarcastic. You can make fun of your job.
No, you can be sarcastic, but you should be, uh, how say, you should, it should be right people, right, who will understand that you are sarcastic at the time. You are on a playful wave, let's say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
Well,
can.
I would like to ask you for some tips for those who are not yet working in English, but they are considering the
Mhm.
opportunity, and yet they feel not confident enough. Like,
Uh-huh.
what would you say to yourself when you started?
Yeah.
What would you say to those who are now kind of hesitant if they should even go for it? So some.
Yes, when I come to this company, actually, I think they left me for quality of my work, not for English. 100%. Even I got this feedback a year later, but they left me because I understood what I do. And they gave me some space to to do it. And by the way, please listen more to some English things. Use some platforms like there are goodhabits.com or something which they have short videos uh, to develop you, even if you don't understand it, just listen, do it, do something. What I did, I also signed for one volunteering course in my area, and I was listening to lectures about product which I don't like, I don't understand, and it ended up like I couldn't help a lot because I don't understand the details, but still I got a lot of lectures once in a week, like a volunteering 1 hour from at US time. So it was 1 hour after my work, and I was just listening and saying I, at the beginning, I don't understand anything. I just don't understand. I tried to not blow up and little by little. So my tip would be just be yourself and do what you can do the best. And it can be not in English. So you know that you do the best this thing, take it, do it, show it, and then they will see if you are a real interesting person and can do what they expect when you are sending CV or something. Still, it's valuable in our world.
Totally. So thank you for sharing, Juliana. And I
Thank
wish you to be really happy with everything you do. So you seem
you.
happy. So let it stay this way.
It's actually, because you should say something. Then when you are on your own, you say, "Oh, there and this and this." I shouldn't say it so funny because it was so hard. But it
No
was hard.
contradiction, no contradiction that I see. Um,
Yeah. So
with
sometimes it's really hard. Yeah, actually. I'm happy what I see as results, but each time at this job, I see that my colleagues know more than me, you know. And for me, it's like, oh, at the beginning I thought, oh, maybe I need to get senior, try to be senior. And now I don't want to be senior. I'm happy at my place because I can learn from seniors and don't have that responsibilities like hack entire world, you know.
yeah.
Give yourself away for everyone. And then when
Mhm.
your working day is finished, you are just dead for your kids and
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's always something to consider. Maybe that's not the right time. Maybe sometime
yeah.
later. And yeah, it's not always about the language. There are other
Hmm.
factors at play that
Yeah.
Also considering, yeah, being worn out for the sake of some new step in your career
Yeah,
path or more money. Like sometimes it is worth it. Yeah, or
yeah, yeah.
do it or rearrange your life somehow so that it is not that bad. But well, not doing it and just staying where you are for some time is also quite an option. Like, why not?
Yes, yes. Because yeah, how it say? I even what is I missing? I very love Russian language,
Yeah.
and sometimes I want to translate say our Russian sayings, right? And I cannot. I mean, you can understand it, but it's not so, so sweet.
Of course, yeah, of course.
You know, and
Authentic.
it doesn't give your opponent full understanding what you wanted to have in mind, what you mean deeply. I mean, not in words, but like why I said it because I say нет ничего более постоянного, чем временное, да. Вот я не знаю, как это перевести на английский, но это так, это в нашей жизни как-то вот, ну, не знаю, нет, не в нашей, может, в моей, ну, да, часто это очень преобладает. Вот такой выход из английского,
А тут мы перешли на русский.
да,
Э, Спасибо большое, Ульяна, и было прям очень приятно. Это вот заряжает, на самом деле, когда человек прошел этот путь, прошел его, понимая, как бы, что есть несовершенства и что они как бы
да,
сохранятся до какой-то степени. И когда ты знаешь, когда остановиться, в какой-то момент вы шли, несмотря
да,
на какие-то ограничения. Сейчас, допустим, этих ограничений стало меньше, но
да,
с точки зрения языка, по крайней мере, но вы не берете, допустим, на себя сейчас вот этот следующий челлендж, потому что
да,
еще приоритеты. Это про баланс всегда и далеко не только про язык.
да, согласна,
Окей,
согласна. Очень приятно было, спасибо за шанс
мне тоже.
поболтать.